Your child's financial future died the day they got their acceptance letter. We've been lied to. As parents, we were told that any degree is a step up. We were told that prestige is a shield. But in an AI-driven 2026 economy, that $120,000 piece of paper isn't a shield, it's a target. If you're about to pay for your kid's first semester, or if you're co-signing that loan, stop. You are about to burn $40,000 a year on a skill set that a $20 software update just rendered obsolete. You aren't buying them a career, you're funding a 4-year funeral for their wealth. If you're interested in learning how to deal with the everyday scams around you, hit the subscribe button now. Today, we are performing a forensic autopsy on the prestige degree. We're going to follow one man, Mark, down 2 different paths. Path A is the safe path you've been told to respect. Path B is the social sin that will actually make him a millionaire by 35. Stay with me, because at the 6-minute mark, I'm going to reveal the ROI Breakeven Matrix, the only mathematical way to know if a degree is a life raft or an anchor. Let's look at Mark. He's 25. To his neighbors, his parents, and his LinkedIn network, Mark is the golden child. He spent 5 years at a top-tier university and 2 years in an internship to become an architect. He followed the old map, the one we used in the 90s. He did exactly what we told him to do. And for that loyalty, he was handed a $120,000 debt bill at 7.2% interest. Mark A earns $62,000 a year. On paper, that sounds okay, but let's perform the audit. After taxes, Mark's take-home is $3,900 a month. The loan payment, $1,400. The rent, $1,500. The car and insurance, $600. Mark has $400 left. He's 25 years old, highly educated, and he's one flat tire away from total insolvency. He isn't starting his life, he's subsidizing the bank's yacht fund with his Tuesday mornings. He is a high-status slave, and the worst part, he thinks he's winning because he has a business card. Every morning, Mark A wakes up at 6:30 a.m. He drinks an expensive coffee because he deserves a treat for his hard work. He drives 45 minutes to a firm where he sits in a cubicle. He feels like a professional, but his bank account is on life support. He is participating in what I call credentialed poverty. He has the degree, he has the suit, but he has no power. He cannot quit, he cannot pivot. He is locked in a cage made of mahogany and student loan statements. But why is Mark A's prestigious degree failing him? Because he's a 19th century craftsman in a 21st century automated factory. In the 90s, an architect's value was in their technical precision. You paid for the thousands of hours it took to master CAD and calculate structural loads. That was the moat that protected the profession. In 2026, that moat has evaporated. Mark A spends his Monday mornings manually verifying zoning compliance. Meanwhile, his firm just integrated ArcDesign.ai. What used to take Mark 3 weeks of expert labor now takes a $20 a month AI agent 3 minutes. The AI optimizes for energy efficiency and building codes simultaneously. Mark A isn't being paid to be creative, he's being paid to be a glorified data entry clerk for a machine that is smarter than he is. Contrast this with Mark B. He didn't spend 5 years learning how to draw a door frame, he spent 6 months mastering intelligence orchestration. He uses AI tools not to do the work, but to audit the output. He isn't competing with the software, he's the one who owns the software. If your degree taught you how to do the work instead of how to direct the systems that do the work, you haven't bought a career, you've bought a front-row seat to your own obsolescence. Now, let's look at the Mark we were all programmed to fear. In Path B, Mark commits the ultimate middle-class heresy. He skips the university entirely. While his friends were moving into dorms, Mark spent $12,000 on 3 specific high-leverage certifications. He didn't study theory, he studied systems manipulation. By age 21, Mark B was already earning $55,000 as a junior cloud technician. While Mark A was taking History of Art 101 and paying for the privilege, Mark B was getting paid to learn the architecture of the future. By age 25, while Mark A is celebrating his first real job, Mark B has already been earning for 4 years. He has 0 debt. He earns $95,000. Because Mark B doesn't have that $1,400 anchor around his neck, he's been investing $2,000 a month into the market. By the time Mark A reaches a net worth of zero, which won't happen until he's nearly 40, Mark B will be sitting on nearly $500,000 in liquid assets. Mark A bought prestige, Mark B bought time. And in 2026, time is the only currency that matters. Here is the matrix I promised. If you or your child is looking at a degree today, it must fall into one of these three buckets. If it doesn't, you aren't investing, you're gambling. Bucket 1. The protected, 5 to 7 year break-even. These require physical presence or high-stakes accountability. Surgeons, specialized engineers, and trade tech hybrids. The logic: AI can design a circuit, but it can't crawl into a crawl space and fix one. AI can suggest a diagnosis, but it cannot perform the surgery or take the legal blame if something goes wrong. The math: high upfront cost, but your human premium is protected. Bucket 2. The augmented, 12 to 15 year break-even. Law, architecture, finance. These are prestige traps unless you skip the private schools and focus on AI integration. The logic: these professions are being hollowed out from the bottom. The junior roles are gone. You only succeed here if you are in the top 10% who manage the AI. The math: if you pay for the experience here, your debt will outpace your wage growth for over a decade. You are essentially paying $100,000 for a book club. Bucket 3. The ghosts. Break even, never. Generalist marketing, communications, liberal arts. In 2026, these are mathematical suicides. The logic: a $20 a month LLM subscription can do this job better than a 25-year-old with a degree. The market for general knowledge is at $0. The math: you will pay more in interest than the degree will ever add to your lifetime earnings. You are essentially paying $100K for a book club. To my 35-plus audience, we are the ones who built this trap. We grew up in a world where a degree was a golden ticket. We tell our kids to get the credential, but we are using a broken calculator. In the 80s, you could pay off a year of college with a summer job. Today, the tuition-to-income ratio is 1-to-1. We are encouraging our children to take on mortgage-sized debt before they even know what they want to do with their Tuesdays. This is the credential tax. It's a tax on the middle class to keep them in the workforce for an extra 15 years. If you want your child to be wealthy in 2030, you need to stop optimizing for prestige and start optimizing for skill stacking. The exit is painful but necessary. Step 1. Stop subsidizing the college experience. The experience is a $100,000 party your child will be paying for until they are 45. Step 2. Prioritize skill velocity over credentials. Mark B is winning because he can learn a new skill in 6 months, while Mark A is stuck in a 5-year curriculum that was outdated by year 2. Step 3. Realize that in 2026, the ultimate status symbol isn't a diploma. It's time equity. You can't buy that at a university. You can only buy it by refusing to participate in the scam. Stop being a passenger in your own life. I'm Cole. I calculate the truth so you don't have to live a lie. Hit the subscribe button if you're ready to reclaim your future. The next audit is going to be even more expensive. I'll see you in the numbers.